So this is from CNN. This is CNN's take on what happened last night. I have a feeling they're going to try to trivialize what happened. I haven't seen this article yet. Does anybody want to bet against me? Does anyone want to say, I bet they're not going to try to trivialize Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's win? This is from TJ. TJ shared this. I've never seen this article before. But this is called 4 Major Lessons from the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez Titanic Upset in New York. Well, they are calling it a Titanic upset. I'll give them that. At least they're acknowledging it as a big upset, which it was. All right, let's go. At first glance, the upset victory is no big deal for Democrats' chances of flipping the House in November. There we go. After all, the Bronx and Queens seat is overwhelming Democratic and has zero effect on Democrats' fight for the majority. But the first glance is very, very deceiving. This isn't just about a single House race. This is about the struggle for the future of the Democratic Party, both in New York and nationally. This is about the kind of candidate Democratic voters want. This is about the kind of leaders the Democratic Party will have after 2018. Maybe this is one of the few diamonds in the rough, you guys. Maybe I shouldn't have been so quick to judgment. In short, Ocasio-Cortez's victory is about a whole hell of a lot more than just a single strongly Democratic House seat. 4 major lessons Democrats should take from her win, the primary upset of the 2018 cycle to date. Number 1, the Democratic base is sick of the establishment. Donald Trump's hostile takeover of the Republican Party and the establishment acquiescence to him in 2017 and 2018 put a massive spotlight on the divide between GOP leadership and the Republican base. Meanwhile, Democrats have been in the early stages of a civil war of their own between pragmatic establishment types and liberals infuriated with the Trump presidency. That's how you would describe the conflict. I think the conflict is between corporate apologists that are basically conservatives in denial and actual progressives that until recently thought the Democrats were their best bet and are slowly learning what the Democrats actually are, which is a right-wing party. Because a lot of quote-unquote liberals are infuriated with the Trump presidency that are also equally infuriated with progressives. They dislike progressives as much as they dislike Trump. Maybe even more. Because nobody likes to be out-lefted. Nobody likes it. If you think you're on the left in the first place. Meanwhile, Crawley, the heir apparent to House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, could lose. Well, wait, he did lose. Is this from the past? Okay, no, it's not. Oh, I'm sorry. That Crawley lost to a 28-year-old. Shows where the energy of the party is right now. Okay, number 2, politics punishes people who get ahead of themselves. In mid-April, Politico ran a story on Crawley with this headline, Queen's Party boss angles to succeed Pelosi as Speaker. All right, I think this second point is pretty weak. I'll say this. And Crawley lost because the voters preferred new ideas, fresh blood, and a progressive platform. Not because he got ahead of himself thinking he'll replace Pelosi. And he also lost because his campaign was terrible because he took the votes for granted and he didn't show up. He didn't show up because he'd rather rub elbows with the establishment. That was the choice he made. Whereas Alexandria, who did she want to rub elbows with? The voters. So if you want to talk about why his campaign sucked, and it did, talk about the fact that he wasn't there for the people. Not because, oh, he jumped ahead of himself thinking he'd replace Pelosi. No. Politics don't punish people who get ahead of themselves. Politics, when done right, punish people that aren't there for their constituents. When politics is done right, that's the punishment people get. And that's the punishment Crawley got, and that's the punishment he deserved. He deserved to lose, and he did. Number 3, House Democrats need some younger blood. I'm not even going to elaborate there because no frickin' shit, Sherlock. Number 4, women rule. Those are the 4 major lessons. Okay. Not bad. Number 1 was pretty good. The other 3... mean, I think number 3 and 4, they focus more on identity politics. And, well, I mean, yes, of course we want some fresh blood. Of course we want some young blood. Of course diversity is awesome, too. That's awesome. It's awesome that a 28-year-old Latino woman beat out this old establishment white dude. Abso-freaking-lutely. But that's not why she beat him. Or certainly not the only reason why she beat him. She beat him because she has ideas, and she has determination, and she's motivating, and she's engaging, and she has a platform that most of the party wants. That's why she beat him. So yes, there are, if I could think of 4 lessons, I think that a lot of it has more to do with, it goes beyond identity politics. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, Steven points out she's also an unabashed democratic socialist. Ha! You have to give CNN credit. Jennifer says, you have to give CNN credit. That was the most informative article they released in years. You know what they say, 1 out of 4 ain't bad. They had a decent point. The article started out, I was just like, well, shit, maybe the egg's on my face. They went a little deeper than I expected. And in fairness, they did. They had 1 good point out of 4. I was expecting 0. But, yeah. Good point, Jennifer. TJ points out, that's why I sent you the article. It seemed like one of CNN's rare good ones at first. Then I read past the headline. Hey, TJ, 1 out of 4 ain't bad. And I figured that's why you sent it. So, again, but I posted this on Twitter, and maybe some of you guys saw this. The first thing the corporate media does to a social movement is they try to trivialize it. That is the first thing they do. So, of course, they're trying to make it out like Alexandria won just because of demographics and just because of diversity. Of course, they're trying to make it out like that's the only reason why she won. And you're going to see the resistance try to take credit for it. But no, it's way bigger than that. It's bigger than that. And we know that. We know that. So don't fall for the media's attempt at trivialization, because that's all they do, because that's all they know. They don't like social movements. This has been going on since the 1960s, probably even before that. Look up the media theorist Todd Gitlin if you want to look at a map of how all that happens. The first thing they do, they trivialize it, then they marginalize it. And then eventually they try to take credit for it when it becomes so big they can't ignore it. And they hope that you forget the fact that they were on the wrong side of it from day one. They did it to the civil rights movement. They did it to SDS. They did it to every anti-war movement from Vietnam to now. And they'll continue to do it. They did it to Occupy. They didn't do it to the Tea Party because that had Coke money. That wasn't an actual grassroots movement. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.